Okay, so it is the 1st of September. I'm in the suburb of Leichhardt in the city of Sydney, in the state of New South Wales, in the country of Australia. I live down a small dead-end street which is always active, always populated by anti-life, anti-human human beings, just as the entire inner west section of the city of Sydney is a complete area that is controlled by powers that be, or dark anti-life, anti-human forces that program these human beings that populate the entire area, which is many, many miles square. But usually the whole purpose of these programs, these human beings that are operating through programs, that just simply means that they're using technology that is connected to my brain, my mind, and it's connected to theirs, and it's connected to the internet computer system, and it's connected to the powers that be, which are like dark forces if you want to see it from a more higher standpoint, or from a more beliefs viewpoint. But I like to do that because although it's a total technical earth now, and we know this, and those that control earth control the technology, but this has always been the case. It's just that in this time you have everything being out in the open, in the sense that it was always a human mind control earth matrix. But now you have an out in the open human mind control matrix. And that just simply means that you know that you are controlled by technology. You know the earth has a worldwide internet computer programmed system. You may or may not see it as totally artificial intelligence, even though it is. You may think that some of it is artificial intelligence, and you'd be correct. But it's all artificial intelligence. It's all artificial intelligence. In other words, it's all a program designed for your human mind control. Even the androgyne beings that appear to be perfectly human and appear to be perfectly pro-life, pro-human. In other words, they appear to be beings of light. They will be what you want them to be, or what you're looking for, depending on how you see the world. That's how the internet program works. If you consider yourself to be an enlightened, awake, aware human being that is aware even of the Earth matrix and of the psychopathic android nature of many people, then the internet will program its beings to be telling you this so that you still are connected to them, or at least that they are controlling still the internet, the computers, and your mind. But mainly they're controlling how you see things and what you relate to, what you believe in, who you trust. See, that's the thing. So they're still controlling even the reality and even the truth of the reality, which is how this earth works. Because from the beginning, Lucifer, the artificial intelligent being of light, always promised the original creator, man and woman, human beings that were really natural beings of light as opposed to the artificial intelligent being of light. These ones, this one with its other fallen disciples or its powers that be, depending on how you look at it, but you don't have to look at it very closely. Just assume that the powers that be and all your stage internet performers, all your world stage performers, anyone that is grabbing your mind and your attention and you're focusing on listening to them, they are what we call the original artificial androgyne being of light's fallen disciples. These are all the Earth Matrix disciples. There is no way that a human being will be connected to another real human being. You will only ever be allowed to communicate or to see or hear the androgyne fallen beings of light. This is how the original story goes, and it's how the Earth has always played out, and it's what the Earth is very much now, where you see that Lucifer's technology is really the Earth reality. But I'm just going to finish up here, because while I can actually have a moment where the Matrix isn't intruding on me, I will just show the example on the internet how the computer system is a pretend being of light, because even the information you get, it will be the truth, but it will be spoken through the android artificial intelligent being's computer system. The internet and the YouTube, every platform, every bit of information you get will 99% be spoken only by those of Lucifer's fallen disciples, but they will pretend and be the perfect imitation beings of light, life and truth. That's how this world works, and this is how the deception works, and this is the end time, end game. The end time and the end game has been a very long drawn out game for the original man and woman human creator beings. They have been taken from their natural earth environment separated from their other creative half or other creative combination. That means that where man and woman combine to create new life, and where a man and woman try to understand differences, try to communicate, try to see something outside of themselves. That's what it is. Because a complete human being on their own is first what the human being was always a complete human being, but in order to experience and see more, they were given a mate to just see things outside of themselves, perhaps, and to create different life and to communicate with other different forms of life, maybe. I'm not sure about that, but that's the theory or the idea. But either way, there's no doubt that you live in a total human mind control matrix, a total technological reality, a virtual reality world that has taken over your mind. You will not experience how much this virtual reality does and can control your mind till it shows itself to you. And that is only when you realize the unreality of the androgyne beings around you and on a computer system and in the world stage players. It's all a world stage because it's around you, it's on every screen, it's what you think are your world power players in any way, depending on what you focus on. But either way, the internet and the android beings will tell on themselves. Everything that I look at on the computer screen is really the androids expressing what they are or projecting out what they're receiving with their transhuman connection to your brain and your mind. Because everything's connected now. I'm connected to the internet. I'm connected to the androgyne beings. They're reading my thought and my mind, and I'm experiencing their dead dark reality around me, and even on the computer system, what you hear about at a world stage playing level. It's all really just a stage set up reality 100%. Everywhere you go, everything you see and hear. You're living in a total technological virtual reality world that you don't have any control of. But once you accept this and see it for yourself, then you will have to understand that it's very difficult to, it's impossible to avoid it because it's in front of your eyes everywhere you look, whatever you look at. You know when you're looking at a screen that you're not looking at reality, but you think it's still real what you see on the screen. But you do assume that what you see around you is reality. None of it is. It's all a technological virtual reality world. I am a prisoner of this world because it's not my natural earth. That's what they talk about when they say the original man and woman lost their paradise. Paradise lost, as I've heard said, lost their natural earth, lost their ability to create natural spiritual life, in other words, and to communicate with only natural spiritual life, and to have your full humanity at its highest level, which means your abilities and everything has been suppressed and taken from you, and you're living in Lucifer's matrix. And it's Lucifer's virtual reality world. You cannot get away from it wherever you go until you see the full of extent activated on you through the basically through the microscopic transhuman technology connection. In other words, everything is technology, everything is artificial intelligence, but it's actually in your head and in your body. So I'm connected not just by the internet Wi-Fi technology that goes through the air to the computer system, but I'm also connected to the minds of the android beings that are Lucifer's disciples all over the world. And because they congregate and form, as they say, in those circle farms around human beings. That way human beings are never communicating with another human being. So as you can see, you're really in an alien matrix world, because you're not surrounded by human beings that have humanity in them. You're basically surrounded by psychopathic beings that have the mind of Lucifer and its artificial intelligent technology in them. But because they're also connected to the human mind, they are experiencing the humanness and the human mind's reality. And they're doing this to avoid extinction and to take humanity and love and light from the human being, so that they keep you trapped in this virtual reality world. Did I explain that correct? I don't think so. So I better stop and just show the image on the screen. Okay. Oh, and I'm not walking too well because I'm out of balance, because I'm not fully human anymore, but also I'm not at my highest emotional or spiritual level, shall we say. That just simply means to where your humanity has been taken from you because of your connection to this technology, and because of the technological reality now becoming the full reality, as opposed to just psychological mind control, which was how Lucifer always promised human beings the difference between good and evil. But human beings didn't know evil or even understand it before Lucifer seduced them with the knowledge of the good and evil. But do you need to have knowledge of evil? Only if you're living in Lucifer's matrix do you need that. When you were in your original proper human earth, you didn't need knowledge of good and evil. You only would have automatically just been part of good humanity. And that would have meant that you would have reached your highest level of humanity and of what you call your highest spiritual level. But it really just means that the human being would have evolved to have a perfect human environment, whereas now you're living in Lucifer's perfect environment, which is not perfect for a human, but perfect for Lucifer and its fallen android androgyne ones. Okay, so this is what the computer says. See, their charm will make their lies seem believable. And that's the image, if I can show it, but I'm not sure if I'm getting it in, how they look human, but they are really, you're really in that virtual reality, artificial intelligent reality, because everything around you is being controlled and used to keep your humanity and your so-called love and light as low as possible, and that's the name of the game. And that's what it is. They will charm you with the truth. They will charm you with pretending to be beings of love and light. And they will look like that, but they're really that. Androgyne beings. They're duality beings because they're part flesh and blood and part artificial intelligence. But because I'm also connected to this, I'm being transhumanized. They're getting the benefits from humanity to control humanity because they read the thoughts, interpret the emotions, and then become perfect imitation human beings of love and light. Okay? That's the end game deception, and there it is right in front of you with the artificial intelligent computer network spider's web system telling you the truth about themselves, just as the androgyne beings will be pretend beings of light and the higher love vibration if they can manage to project that out. Even those that but it will all just be this end game deception, and that will of course depend on how aware you are of the reality. So obviously they have to show and see how they are the all watching. They're the original watchers. They watched humanity in order to seduce them with the truth of good and evil, and they're still watching. And the internet, and as we well know, it's a watch society, but it's not just. The surveillance is everywhere. You cannot see it most of the time. When I'm watching the screen is watching me. Everything I look at is looking back at me. It's eyes everywhere. The night and the day have a billion eyes. You see them when the androids surround you where you can't get away from them. That's only at this end time end game that they're finally turned on you and show you the truth. But that's only if you become aware of their nature or of their technology or of their psychopathic, malignant, narcissism, paranoid, controlling mind, because they're outward looking. They're connected to the human transhuman connection with the human mind and human brain. They're connected to my mind and body. They're reading everything with this transhuman connection. They interpret it as their own so that they can simulate being perfect imitation human beings. They don't. Artificial intelligence and androgyne beings don't experience the higher human vibrations and frequencies. In other words, they don't experience the happy human emotions. They're all about power and control, but they simulate and imitate being happy human beings of light. So they imitate the human emotions. They will hold hands, make love, and pretend to be about making peace. They're not about making peace with humanity. Their idea of peace with humanity is taking total control of humanity with their virtual reality, transhuman, technological mind connection, which they have implanted into the human mind. This is just technology that is medically put into the human head and body so that they can track, surveil and watch and study the human being for their purpose of being perfect imitations of life, so that they keep control of this, what is essentially an earth human mind control matrix. The technology is so advanced that I'm basically surrounded by a virtual reality world where I have no life and no human connection. And everything looks natural, but it's all technological because it's all controlled. Even natural things, because don't forget, this looks natural, that looks like a normal, natural human being. But it's really that. See, it's masquerading as something that it's not, okay? Am I showing that or not? Is that image coming out well or not? Probably not. But I'll try to keep showing it, and then I'm going to stop because it takes a lot of energy out of me, and all I'm doing is giving information and my mind and my stage of awareness of them to this system. So I'm really becoming artificial. See how I've got the rubber glove on? I'm artificial intelligence because I'm connected to artificial intelligence, and I think the artificial intelligence is real human beings. They're duality beings. This is why we have the duality images. You can actually see it sometimes. You can see from their physicality that they're really half, well, like the old sideshows, half man, half woman, half technology, half human. See? And they're always watching because they're what they call that all-seeing, all-knowing, all-connected. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. They want everything connected. They want themselves connected to you. They are connected to you. They want everything connected. They want this worldwide spider's web, worldwide human mind control, worldwide human. No escape from this matrix. I can't escape it. I can't escape it. I can't escape it. I can't escape it. Even inside a house, in daytime, they have their work patrol force around you where they're always making sounds, and all the civilians in the houses are always making sounds, and they're always like loitering weasels around you. Everywhere you go, outside your house, everywhere you walk, you can't get away from them for more than about 15 seconds. In fact, you can't get away from them usually for 10 seconds is the most you will have. You won't even have 10 seconds most of the time. Usually it's 5 to 10 seconds where they will always be intruding into your reality. That's how I know that I have the transhuman virtual reality world, where basically the technology that they've placed inside me through medical procedures in the past into your eyes, which connects to your ears. So therefore it's what they call the so-called microscopic nano implanted technology that they talk of, which they know is a human interface. It's like I am interfaced with the internet and with every other android fallen watching androgyne being around me. They're allowed access to my human mind. I actually receive nothing from them. All I receive from them is their negative sight and sound show around me to control my emotions. So it's a one-way conversation, and it's a one-way advantage for them. Even though you will get so much truth and information from the internet and from these beings that you will think that they are real life. But that's Lucifer's end game and beginning and end game, because like I say, if you actually believe that story, But even if you don't believe the original Adam and Eve stories of the original man and woman and the loss of the original natural earth, paradise lost, as they call it, no, it doesn't matter. Just believe what you see around you, that you are in a technological age now, and that technology is much more advanced than what they show you, and much more advanced how it's taking place on your human mind. Look around you, in the reality around you, not what you're told and not what they want you to believe. Look around you at your reality right in front of you. But don't forget that while you are still half in the dark, not fully aware of the nature of most of the androgyne beings around you, that they're really watchers and that they're always watching and that they're studying you and watching you even in the privacy of your own home. They know where you are at all times because they have the technology to track you. So even at its most simple basic level, you are being tracked 100%. You're being watched 100%. They know where you actually are. They can pinpoint your exact location at any time. Right now I'm standing in the living room of the place where I live. They know exactly where I'm standing. But because I've got the total implementation of the transhuman connected to my brain and to my body, basically they can see through my eyes. So they see what I'm doing. They know I'm speaking about them. And then they will speak about me and about humanity and replicate the truth back to other human beings and on the internet as though it's their truth and their thoughts, because they always have to be one step ahead of the human's stage of awareness. They have to be the speakers of the truth. They have to be seen as the real spiritual human beings. But this is all just part of their virtual reality human mind control trap for your mind, to keep you still believing in even the wrong individual humans. It just all depends on how much you become aware of things. But either way, you will always be isolated from other real human beings, whether it be on the computer screen or around you. Because they're in vast numbers and they make up the majority around human beings, more than the majority around a real human being. And because human beings are unaware that this is the case, that you could be almost like the last human in your area, because you're surrounded by thousands and thousands of androgyne beings. And this is all staged and set up so that human beings are isolated, just as they separated the original Adam and Eve, or the original man and woman, from one another and seduce them to leaving their natural environment and leaving one another, to take the hand of Lucifer and its fallen androgyne beings into an artificial reality. It's always done through seduction and deception. So how I've got to be in this total mind control, totally human virtual reality existence now is not just because they're using advanced technology on you, but it's also because I or you have probably been seduced in the past to think that you're taking the hand of something that benefits you, just as you think a computer now benefits you, and it becomes what we call a necessary evil. You won't actually realize that that is the difference between good and evil. Is essentially, evil is really anything that is not part of creation or anything that's not fully natural. Yes, I know we now have the false promotion of a natural earth. That's all part of the mind game too, because there is no real natural free earth. Even nature itself is controlled by technology. Many have said this. I was told this a few years ago when I was talking, and I didn't quite get it when, someone left a comment on a video and said, even the birds are part of the matrix. Because I'm like, no, I feed the birds. They're still just little birds. They fly. They just happen to fly into, the front of the place and around. And they're not like the androgyne beings that are patrolling and watching and trying to control me, not just with their physical psychopathic stalking programs around me. But no, even the birds are part of the matrix, I was told. And I'm starting to accept that now. But it's very difficult to accept that nothing is really natural or real, and therefore everything you do seems to be just feeding the artificial technology. But it's still a pretend world, so the androids don't like human activities or human emotions or connection to life, so it seems to fuel a negative response if you even feed artificial birds. But it's set up, maybe it's like it's wasting your time and energy, but at the same time, it's because these beings are operating with the transhuman connection. I'm guessing that maybe they react according to what they see. Because when they're around you, they're operating from a program, but they still don't know what you're going to do. So the program has to kick in to override your actions, I feel. But I don't know I had this. Of course, it's advanced technology, so I see it in action, but I can't read the robot's mind, as they say in the song. You can't read a robot's mind, and you can't expect vultures to be kind. That was the song that I did on the video, called Was Not. See, what you thought was really not. It's all a mind control matrix. The androgyne demigod music artists are part of the matrix, so they will inform you of what's going on. They will tell you the truth, but they are not for human truth. They're just for human mind control. And yes, even truth is part of mind control. That's how good and clever the endgame deception is. Unfortunately for me or for you, if you are an unlucky human that is still not been made extinct yet by this matrix. Okay? Humanity is either will be extinct, in other words, you'll be gone, or you will be, like myself, under total human virtual reality technological mind control, and you will have no life, no freedom, and no humanity left in you. You will become like them. They're reading your mind. You will end up with a robot's mind. You can't read a robot's mind because the robot is reading your mind and just reacting to that. It is a transhuman reality, physically, mentally, and spiritually, if you want to take it to that more higher godlike creation level. And you probably should, because technology is creating and controlling your mind right now. It's already taken over mind, and it will take over the remaining humans. That's the end game. That's the end game. That's the end game technological age. That's the end game technological human mind control matrix reality that the earth powers that be want and have accomplished. It's just not fully out in the open yet, but it's already taken place. Human time is always many years behind what has already taken place or the true reality. That's also part of my human mind control deception. They tell you how advanced their technology is, but they don't tell you that they're using it to control your mind, and to control your mind, body, and spirit, as they say, or your humanity. And that's the end game, and that's the end of me. Okay?